Can Monsterverse Godzilla take on the entirety of the Millennium era? Does he possess the skills, strength, and abilities to clear every monster? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what your boy, the most hated kaiju power scaler, is here to unpack with my very original idea. What? Well, was original. But to switch it up, we'll make each fight equal stats. So no AP talk, no speed blitzing, no none of that. We're going to see how well he does against everyone in a fair setting. He's boxing every Millennium kaiju, except Final Wars. And as a bonus, I'll add his other forms if they're necessary for him to defeat the other kaiju. Alright, enough yapping. Let's slide right on into it. We're starting off with GMK, aka Peak Fiction. If you're a G fan and haven't seen this masterpiece, get off this platform right now and watch it. Not just once, but at least 700,657 times, just to be sure. But with that being said, Monsterverse will take GMK's spot and take on the Guardian monsters himself. And then we'll see if he beats the Godzilla of this verse. Round 1, Baragon. Baragon is a cute little guy, I just want to pet him. Guardian monster who possesses W leaping game. He plays Minecraft and knows how to dig. And he uses his weaponizing jaws to hurt his foes. So how well does he do against Monsterverse Godzilla? Sadly, just like how I'd be on the verge of tears seeing GMK decimate Baragon, Monsterverse will do the same. Monsterverse fought opponents who can burrow, and literally anyone who can bite. With his huge size advantage and strength advantage, I just see Baragon getting stomped out like he did in his own movie. It's tragic, but Godzilla moves on. Next round is GMK Mothra. Now, Monsterverse might be thrown off because he might be confused as to why his shorty's getting at him, but once he locks in, I see the fight being similar to the one in GMK. Mothra will be a lot smaller and agile, where she'll be able to avoid his atomic breath and get some lifting. Oh! And her poison stinger could be pretty nasty, especially if she aims for them gills. However, fighting small flyers is nothing new for Monsterverse Godzilla. If she tries to get in close, I can see Monsterverse eventually grabbing her and giving her the Ion Dragon treatment. Seeing that the Godzilla she fought has similar properties in his atomic breath, that being
atomic breath being made of radiation. I'm not even gonna try it this time. Breath is made of... yeah, that thing.
I'm gonna finally get this right, chat. Shurinkov radiation. I think I got it. She shouldn't fare too well to Monsterverse's atomic breath either, seeing that they're the same. He should defeat her either low to mid difficulty in his base form. But hold on, GMK Ghidorah rises to slide through for Masuda. Legendary knows this face way too well and he will lash out, tackling Ghidorah into the ground and mauling at this little guy. But wait, this could be good for Ghidorah. This is his chance to shock Goji with his Thunder Sparks. Back in the Monsterverse, Godzilla wasn't too perfect to being resistant to electricity, so GMK Ghidorah could cook here. Monsterverse would pull out his old reliable and start blasting GMK down. Once again, his atomic breath being similar to GMK's Godzilla's atomic breath, Ghidorah shouldn't take it too well. Don't worry though, Mothra Soul will come in clutch and amp Ghidorah. Monsterverse Godzilla might pull a repeat of GMK and get absolutely washed. Then Ghidorah spamming the gravity beams to overwhelm Godzilla. Now these are gravity beams, so it would be like if Legend Ghidorah spammed his gravity beams on Godzilla. He didn't do too hot being shot once, so now imagine getting blasted a bunch of times. So this could possibly be too much for Monsterverse Godzilla. GMK Ghidorah might go in here, but I whip out the form chain. I like to use Burning Godzilla for this. I know a lot of you watching this thinking I'm crashing out, but hear me out. We know this form can absorb power-ups from gravity beams. So similar to how GMK Ghidorah Godzilla adapted to the gravity beams and reflected them back, Burning will just do the same, atomizing King Ghidorah. Monsterverse clears at low difficulty using the Burning form. Now, time for him to take on GMK Godzilla himself. GMK? He got some anger issues. Fighting highly aggressively with keen sense of awareness, some great region, and maybe some soul head, I don't know. And I think he can give Legendary a really good fight. They're similar in terms of fighting styles, and their atomic breath is also similar. GMK just might absorb Monsterverse's atomic breath and amp himself up to get the edge over Legendary. But Legendary, in my opinion, has the better battle IQ and has more abilities. As long as Legendary plays it smart, I see him winning more often than not. Possible use of either power plant or evolve forms for agility and abilities advantage, but if you think GMK's hacks could outbeat Legendary's, well, we'll count that to a separate tally. Legendary defeats the GMK verse, but in the next universe, does he do so well? Well, let's peep. Godzilla 2000, another masterpiece, but a special one. My very first ever Godzilla movie was this one. So if my profile pic didn't give it away, I have a big attachment to this film. One big aspect I really love from this movie? The goat Orga. As a child, he straight up scared me and gave me nightmares. But now, I'm a full-on top-tier glazer. Orga is awesome. He's a mutation of Alien and Godzilla DNA that was on straight action. Bro got telekinesis. Bro can throw hands. Bro got that LeBron vertical. A powerful shoulder cannon. And he got that mass. I think Legendary would be fully thrown off by this freak. Every time Legendary Godzilla zaps Goga, he's just gonna regen. Then Goga's just gonna blast Legendary. Got my boy sliding on the street like his ankle's loose. Might even sneak Legendary with the UFO too. It's low-key a jumping session. Monsterverse though has fought opponents who has hasty regeneration and has fought multiple opponents at once. Godzilla is just a better and more skilled fighter. So I see Orga having a harder time keeping up. That's where I call a form change, power plant app. That way Godzilla can use his pulse attack to attack in all directions, ridding the UFO and giving Godzilla the opening to pull out the kiss of death on Orga to ensure there's no more regen. Up next is the big dog of the verse. Of course G2K. And look at this beauty. Is this what perfection looks like? Despite the glorious design, I see my boy not doing too hot. Legendary has nearly every advantage in a fight except for one thing. Organizer G1, a rapid fast regeneration factor. If you think Legendary's regen negation isn't enough to fully beat 2000 and 2000 can just last long enough for Legendary to be tired out, then you can make the argument for G2K winning. So we'll just add a win-loss to both tallies. Legendary moves on to the next verse. The Kiryu Saga? Oh yeah. Some of the best movies in a franchise. Chat, Tokyo SOS was my favorite Godzilla movie for a smooth decade. So once again, this era is special to me. First up, Legendary is going up against Mothra. And yeah, Mothra 2003 got a good design, and she's a W mom, but her ability is basically the same as the previous Mothra, although she does have the reflective poison skills. What we've seen in the Monsterverse, Legendary can withstand his own atomic breath and some. So while Mothra causes some big reflect explosions, she's going to be injured, while Legendary is only going to be more angry, and likely finish her off worse than he did before. Base Godzilla wins, low difficulty. Kiryu, the greatest Mechagodzilla ever. Kiryu brings the heat. He has the crackload of weapons, like railguns, maser cannons, missiles, drill claw, and more. Geared with rockets to fly around the battlefield and slam into his ops like a linebacker. And then he's fully skilled in throwing hands. Kiryu really got it for real. To compete with Kiryu, I think Evolve would be best. He has the agility, mobility, and stronger resistance to absolute zero. So hopefully this time he don't end up looking like Optimus Prime. But I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think I got Kiryu. Kiryu has way more weapons, the range advantage, mobility advantage, and basically every advantage except for size. Maybe the counter would be burning, however, this is equal stats, so Kiryu could possibly endure it and just finish Legendary off after the 3 pulses. But you tell me, twins, would burning be enough? Every other form though, I say Kiryu mops the floor with bro. I'm giving this a loss. On the bright side, however, Kiryu Saga Godzilla would get cooked by Legendary. Main reason bro had the advantage over Kiryu is because he's basically a tall nut, able to eat a lot of hits and hit Kiryu super hard. But since it's equal stats, now he gotta deal with an opponent just as strong, but larger, more agile, and more battle intelligent. It's not ending well for bro. Legendary takes this one, which hurts me to say. It's agony even, because look at this masterpiece. This is the pinnacle of Godzilla designs right here. A moment of silence just to honor this beauty. Alright, next verse. The final verse, because I already covered Final Wars, is Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, a sleeper one for sure. Because outside of equal stats, this is one of the strongest Godzillas, and Megaguirus is one of his strongest foes. This will not be an easy fight for Legendary, so let's get into these battles and see if he even wins. Megaguirus is a prehistoric ginormous bug who finessed Godzilla's DNA to become a beast. She's a zoomer, she got that poison, DNA absorption, energy drain, she's wild. However, her strongest asset, that being her speed, has been taken away from her. Cause you know, equal stats. So Legendary will be tagging her a lot more often. But she can't box. Slicing and dicing with her pinchers, stabbing Monsterverse with her poison, that poison might just be the end of my boy. And she could just hijack his atomic breath and throw it right back at him. But as mentioned before, he can tank those. Legendary's smart like Godzillas. He can weaponize his dorsal plates, getting them hops in. He definitely got what it takes to beat Megaguirus. Could even use pulses to catch Megaguirus lacking. I wouldn't be mad if anyone thinks Megaguirus takes this, but I think Legendary has it at high difficulty. The final round. Godzillas, one of the best and most slept on Godzillas. He's given Legendary a good fight, and I think Evolved will be a great matchup for him. It'll be a battle of high agility, atomic explosions, and battle of adaptations. Godzillas went from losing to Mega Gears to besting her. The Monsterverse learned and changed his fighting styles to opponents such as Kong. I see this being mostly a draw. Legendary would have the size and range, and Godzillas has that regen to keep him afloat, while also being a goated fighter. Depending on what you think matters more will determine the outcome, so we leave this one at a draw on the tally. Speaking of the tally, here's Legendary's results. He ranges from 63 to 90% win ratio, which is an overall passing grade. Legendary Godzilla definitely showed off why he's called legendary. But what do you guys think? You guys agree or disagree with me? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, like and subscribe. We're almost to 2K, gangies. With all of that out of the way, I'll catch you guys later.